What's up, guys? Welcome back to LIFM. We're going to be doing another game of EDH here in MTGO. So I'm actually going to be playing my Erebos deck, and I am going to be facing Heliod. So mono black versus mono white. My hand looked decent enough going against a mono white deck, so I chose to keep this hand, and our opponent kept 7 as well. So of course we're off to slow starts as expected. I will point out that the reason why I led off with Erebos God was I'm not sure what lands I'm going to draw later. My opponent's playing mono white. There can be some recursion, but there's probably not going to be an abuse of the graveyard, so I don't mind getting this out right away just because it comes into play tapped. So that's why I chose to lead off with that land. Just get it out there. So again, very slow start. And this is where our opponent changes the game. They play Grim Monolith, so they have an extra 3 mana next turn to make a potential 7 mana. Play Mimic Vat. I have nothing else to play. If I could have ramped to play Abyss there, I would have loved to be able to do that. Here I play Thran Dynamo into Mindstone, just ramping. I know my opponent has Sword, but I figure they might not have enough mana to play a creature and then equip the sword and give it protection. Or even if they do, I'll be able to play Erebos, draw some cards, and find a sack card or a board wipe. So our opponent plays Baneslayer, equips Baneslayer, and that's just a horrible position for us to be in. We play Gauntlet, obviously choosing black, play Erebos, and we start trying to draw some answers. So we drew 2 cards there, no answers, and this is where it gets out of hand. The only good thing here is that by playing Erebos, I negate the life gain here. So instead of a 14-point life swing, it's a 7-point life swing. I still have to discard a card. My opponent still gets to untap their lands, but at least I negate the life gain. So this is just going to be a hard card for us to deal with. I pitched Mishra's Factory here because honestly it's not going to be of any use to me. It doesn't fly to block there. Right now our opponent just dropped a whole bunch more creatures, taxing our non-creature spells, making their commander a creature. And we draw Whip of Erebos. We don't have any creatures in our graveyard, so we're just trying to draw answer here. Cast Solemn for more lands, and just still trying to draw an answer. And as you can see, we still haven't drawn an answer yet. We pretty much just have to pass the turn here. If our opponent swings, we'll have to block one of the creatures, and that's about it. So at 14 at this point, it's basically do or die. Now our opponent's creature's a 9/9 flyer with protection for black. And we do draw a sack card, but right now all we could use is an actual board wipe, because a sack card when he has 4 creatures is, well, it's just not that good. So I play Cage Sun, and here I try to draw an answer. Not an answer, not an answer, not an answer. We're down to 8. I cast a sack outlet. At this point it's GG anyways, so I just ended up conceding. Told my opponent I had no board wipe, and they said they were wondering. So we lost that game pretty brutally, but sometimes that can happen. When you're playing monocolor and your opponent gets protection from your deck with something like this, if you don't draw an answer quickly, it's very hard to come back from the game. But yeah, that was Erebos versus Heliod. Thanks for watching, guys.